Trading friends, I pray you guys are having a great day. So let's go ahead and let's get into the recap of my trade. Okay, I got to the charts around 9:15, 9:14 this morning, and I saw that the market was actually pushing down. But before that, I saw that the market was pushing down. I saw that we were still in an uptrend. So let's talk about this really quick. Sometimes when the market is trending, it can still be looking like it's going in a downtrend. And let me tell y'all what I mean. So when I got to the chart, I can see that the market made this high, right? This high is around $21,913. Now it's going down, or it was going down in that current moment. And so I looked and said, okay, well, it's going down, but possibly where to? So if we look, we can see that there was a low here at 21,865. So this is a low, this is a high. And if you look at how the market was moving overnight, you can see that the market was actually in an uptrend. So the market's putting in a series of higher highs and higher lows. Now at this point, I said, okay, well, there's a possibility that the market could pull back a little bit, maybe to stay above the 21,865 area, and maybe pull back into a range of 21,873 dollars and that 21 865 range. So I said, okay, well, let me see if I can get in a quick sell. So I did sell, and I was going to sell back down, not to the lows here, but back down to around 21,873. So it was a really quick trade. I got stopped out of it for about 4 points. So that's about 80 something dollars, right? So I was stopped out of that trade. And that's fine. Because I'm understanding that one is a counter trend trade. And that's something that I've been kind of teetering away from this on this 2 minute time frame. And oh my gosh, it's made a world of a difference in my trading. So I do want to tell you guys that anytime you are counter trend trading, maybe not go in at your full contract size if you're trading futures, or your full lot size if you're trading forex when you're trading pips. Maybe go in at maybe half the contract, right? But I only lost $80, so I was fine with that. Now let's talk about the market open. So as the market was opening, I realized that we had just made a new high, right? We passed this previous high price, and we made a new high price. So now I'm starting to think, okay, well, this high no longer matters. This high no longer matters. What's going to matter now is this high and this low. Now you may be asking, well, why that high and that low? Well, the reason why this high and this low matters is because this is where the last bit of sellers were before the buyers came into the market. And as the market was pushing down, you can see it's making little lows and a little high and a little low. And we know this by the prices, right? From 21,888 up to 21,901, down, the number that word down is important, down to $21,880. So this is the sellers, because the prices on the lows and the high points of the price action is going down. Now, when the market pushes up past this previous high of 21,900 and it goes up is the key word here, up to a new higher number, that's when you know the buyers are in the market, okay? So that's how we always know that the market is either in an uptrend or a downtrend. And this is why it's important to speak out what you're doing or list out what you're doing when you're trading, okay? So I said, okay, well, now I want to be the buyer. So the question is, where can I buy from? So when I first got to the chart and I noticed that the market was not going in an uptrend, just sitting here looking, drinking my coffee, I said, okay, if the market can come down to 21,887, staying above this low, I'll go ahead and I'll enter. But it didn't get there. So what ended up happening? The market made a new high. Now, this is where it's important to have extreme patience and not jump into any and everything, okay? All right, so let's get into it, okay? So the market made a new high price. This is when you have to read and react, okay? So I'm reading that the market made a new high. I cannot keep my original entry because price is going higher. And so I said, okay, I need price to pull back and stay above this bullish candle here. This is a big bulk of buyers at this time, right? And it's technically a new low. So we have like a high price, a low price, a new high price, right? So at this time, I was looking at price around 21,898. If price can give me a reason to enter, I will. So the market pulled back, and this is where I'm entering in aggressively, right? So the market pulled back, really beautiful pullback, and I was able to get in around 21,908. Now I was attempting, this is the key word, attempting to hold this trade up to the highs here, potentially higher, and we'll talk about that in a few moments. So I got into the trade, and this candle closed at 9:42. So around 9:40, 9:41, I'm in the trade, right? See, the market's going up and down, up and down, up and down. Well, when the market got this high, I ended up moving my stops up to where I wanted to enter my trade at $21,924 based on this being a lower price. Okay. So when I move my stops, this is now around, let's say, I'm going to say like 15 points. I was about 15 points in profit based on the profit total that I have. So maybe 16, 17 points in profit, okay, based on the total that I was able to gain today after having that one loser. And right when the market got up here, the market came back down and stopped me out of my trade, which is fine. I'm fine with that. Because my original take profit was up here to the high for 42 points. That's around $840, okay? And I was going to hold it just, to say, hey, instead of moving it to just profit, if it didn't pull back, I want to see if it can run. I was going to get stopped out regardless, okay? But I'm going to talk about another potential opportunity that was here too. So with that being said, we can see that the market is just moving. She's still pushing up in that uptrend. Another opportunity that could have came was right here. This is now another demand zone or demand area where we can see that the buyers are pushing up, 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 up. And yeah, the market could just keep going up from here. We don't know. But yeah, so this was a good trade. Am I bummed out that I didn't get the full $840? I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to say no. One thing that I'm going to work on the remainder of the week is just holding my trades and not moving my stop loss until price reaches my first take profit. I'm really going to have to work on that. I mean, this was just ideal right here. I love this setup. I did only go into one contract because I don't know if there was news around this area, and it probably was. If you guys look at these candlesticks, I mean, these two candlesticks, especially this one and this one, were moving really funny. Like, you know how when news comes out and it's wicking both sides really fast? That's how this was. And I'm not comfortable with that. I don't look at news. I don't typically check news. But today must be a news day. Now, one thing about Top Step X, much like with most platforms, is you are able to see what news is coming out. Yep, so around 9:45 we had what? PMI data. Okay, that's why it was moving like that. All right, well, it actually seems pretty bullish, right? It's up for this one for the S&P, but it's okay. So PMI data, purchasing manufacturing index data. Okay. So I can understand why the markets were kind of moving wonky today, or while I was trading. But I'll show you guys my stats really quick. So this is a live account, or not a live account, sorry, an express account on Top Step X. So this is $240. You can see where I was talking about earlier, losing the 80 and then gaining the 370. You can see the fees, $280. It was 2 contracts, so $20 per point on it. I didn't hold the trades long on this one, except for that other one that I was just in. I think the first trade I held today was about 4 or 5 minutes. But either way, this account is coming along. I just need 2 more profitable days this week to be able to make my first withdrawal. I would have loved for this to be an $840 day, starting off beating this total, but it's okay. I'm going to be content with what I have. I am learning to enter my trades more aggressively. I'm still using the same system I was using when I was trading Forex and I was swing trading currencies in the foreign exchange market. I'm still using that same system. I just scaled it down to 1 ticker, which is NQ, on 1 time frame, which is a 2-minute. I don't go back and forth in between time frames. I'm really learning, how this 2-minute works, and it just works for me. Okay, so I'm really learning that. And I'm happy with the results so far. It's just a few things that I have to get together a lot more. But yeah, so I'm going to go off. I'm going to sign off. I'll come back to the charts later to journal. And yeah, because one thing too, before I go, journaling is really crucial. It's really important because I can sit here for the rest of my time. I typically say I like to get off of here by 11, but I'm done, 1 and done in my trade, or 2 and done out of my trades. I'm not going to sit here and watch this. I want to get better at entering more contracts around things like this because This volatility is beautiful. And I'm going to do a video on volatility probably sometime this week. This is high volatility where the market is just moving in your favor. Okay? And this is the time when you want to maybe this is a personal opinion, increase your contract size. All right? Especially if you know you're going to enter in aggressively, because look at my stop loss. My stop loss is 13 points. It's only $260 a contract. If I went into 2 contracts, I'd risk $520 with the potential to have gained 84 points today. Okay, that's over $1,600 today. And I don't want to trade on coulda, woulda, shouldas, but I'm learning to trade on coulda, woulda, shouldas. Okay, I'm learning to turn the negatives into a positive, and that's another video that I'm gonna make later on as well. Turning your negatives into a positive, because I've noticed that sometimes in videos when you're on YouTube or wherever, you notice that people harp on losses, they harp on negatives, why you're stuck, why you're this, why you're that. But there is a way to turn it into something profitable. And that's what I've been doing. I've been turning my naysay and my afterthought conversations into, instead of saying woulda, coulda, shoulda, let's trade it. And it's kind of been working out a lot better. But either way, decent trading day, I'll take it. And I pray you guys have a great day. You guys go be blessed.